Okay, Sunday, December 26th. Here we go. We start 1 p.m. Eastern. The Detroit Lions. Welcome to Detroit, baby. 2-11-1, 0-6-1 on the road at the Atlanta Falcons. 6-8, 1-5 at home. It's just $200, but I have $200 on the Falcons. Season win total under 7.5 at plus 100. And it's coming right down to the wire. We're at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's start with the market here in the spot. We have Atlanta opening up at -4.5, and they've moved to -6. Is that right? Wow. So 1.5 point move over at Bet365. Interesting. This total opened up at 44 and is now sitting at 43. Terry Walker looking at Detroit here. Clearly, this team is fighting hard for Dan Campbell. Ron Crawford's spreadsheet stat play is on Atlanta. Let's take a look at where the cash lies in this spot. We have 1,374 tickets in, not a lot. 55% of tickets on the Lions, 50% of the cash, 71% of tickets on the over, 32% of cash on the over. And why is that happening? It's because Jared Goff tested positive for COVID on Monday. He was very good last week, 21-26 for 216 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Wide receiver Quentin Cephas also, and Matt Nelson is also tested positive. So the 3 of them tested positive, and you could be led to believe that there will be more cases on the way. But Jared Goff, he says it just feels like a minor cold. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you saw the market today, and stocks went up. This Omicron is just like a mild cold to a lot of healthy people. And Jared Goff says it's very minor, just a cold. But will he be able to test negative in time? And as it's off the board for JoJo Rich, it's not off the board for me here. The Lions coming off an impressive 30-12 home victory over the Arizona Cardinals. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught 8 passes for 90 yards and a touchdown. Josh Reynolds, 6 for 68 and a touchdown. Craig Reynolds. And this goes after watching Craig Reynolds go for a career-high 112 yards a week after having a big week, and then watching Duke Johnson go for 122 yards, all I can think about is Dennis Garcia saying running backs don't matter. Because these guys coming in off the practice roster are as good as the starters. Charles Harris had 12 tackles, 3 for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. Oruware had another excellent game. Is he becoming the best corner in the league? I'd love if, Bebsie, if you could touch on how good he is, because I just think he looks incredible game after game after game. DeAndre Swift, shoulder inactive for a 3rd straight week, but he's expected to practice this week. So DeAndre Swift will be back in the lineup. Jonah Jackson was was not cleared to play. Neither was Julian Okwara, Stacey Walker, or Will Holden. They're all listed as questionable this week. Alex Anzalone hurt his shoulder during the game. He's being placed on IR. He's done for the year. And Josh Wood's shoulder was hurt during the game, but no update has been given on the extent of the injury. Birdie says, bet the Lions here at +4.5. Atlanta cannot score in the red zone ever. Now I'm expecting Goff to be back. But regardless, Falcons should not be 4.5 or 6-point favorites to anyone. Jojo Rich says, I don't trust Detroit. It's a pass. And Curtis Berry says, I don't trust Atlanta full game. Viper says the one thing that was proven true with the Lions winning was what we talked about in this chat often, that players hate to lose and being a laughingstock. And they're trying for their coach. Unlike other teams, that's why Urban Meyer had to go. Not that it changed anything last week. Falcons coming off their second loss in 3 games, 31-13 at San Francisco. They've been outscored by 23.8 points per game in 5 matchups against teams that currently have winning records. They won't have to worry about that stat here against the lowly Lions. They were atrocious in the red zone. 13 plays from the 10-yard line or closer without scoring a TD. That's the second most plays that close to the end zone without a touchdown since 1991. Atlanta was stopped on 5 plays from the 1-yard line. Matt Ryan, 19 of 32 for 236 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He also lost a fumble. Russell Gage caught 8 passes for 91 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Pitts caught 4 passes for 77 yards. Their rushing game was awful. They ran 23 times for 62 yards and could do nothing. Mike Davis ran 6 times for 21 yards. Cordero Patterson ran 11 times for 18 yards. Their defense couldn't get stops. They couldn't apply pressure. Jimmy G finished on Jimmy G. They got 0 sacks on Jimmy, 3 quarterback hits. Tajay Sharp left in the second half. He's wide receiver. He didn't return. There's been no update on his status. Safety Eric Harris was placed on IR before the game. He's done for the season. And defensive tackle Marlon Davidson was inactive for the loss. to the 49ers due to a non-COVID illness, and they expect to have him back this week. Here we go, Bebsie. Lions with these question marks around Goff against the Falcons, the ever-sputtering Falcons. Take it away.
Well, I think if you are betting the Lions, you're betting hoping that Goff does play because I forget the backup now, but we saw him earlier in the year and he turned in the worst performance in NFL history, which is that's special. There's been some pretty that Nate Peterman 4 interception performance that's got to be up there. But to be worse than that is something. So really, everything here has to do with Goff. So if Goff is in, I take Detroit. If Goff is out, I take Atlanta. Neither of these teams I have any kind of confidence in. But Detroit is playing. They're playing hard. And, for all the shit talking I've given Dan Campbell this year, and, obviously initial press conference was something, these players clearly love him, and they're playing hard for him. And I wonder how bad they'd be if they, didn't have so many injuries and weren't completely void of talent to start this season off. But they're finding some gems here, and Detroit's playing hard. So for me, it's a pass. I understand why you would want to take Detroit, and I think I would if I was forced to bet here. But again, that has everything to do with Goff playing.
Yeah. You don't want to see Tim Boyle once more?
That's the name. Timmy Boy. Timmy Boy Boyle.
I get it. But the last time the Detroit Lions won a football game, we faded them the next week and cashed huge. We also bet their team total under. Now, that was the game Goff didn't play, if I remember correctly. I think they won and then Goff was out the next week. I'll have to double check that. But I understand that breakdown. Nothing can be done right now until you find out who's at quarterback for the Detroit Lions. That breakdown was all encompassing the Lions here. Just quickly, and then we'll move on. Are the Falcons a fade moving forward beyond this game?
I think they have to be. Listen, the 6 wins that they have, it's not like that has come against good football teams. They've taken their opportunities to win games against bad teams. They've lost against good teams. Again, I think they played the 49ers tighter than that score suggests. So I don't think they're a complete fade. But listen, they score on some of those 1-yard possessions, and it's a different football game. They couldn't. So, again, it really comes down to a lot of the talent or lack thereof. I mean, Pitts looks like he's going to be every bit the player we thought he would be coming out of Florida. Cordero Patterson has been fantastic this year in whatever role he's being thrust into. But beyond that, with Ridley not playing football, they don't have a lot of playmakers on this team. And Matt Ryan is showing his age and his frustration out there. So I would say if they're playing a good team, fade them hard. But if they're playing a bad team, I think they're still one of those mid-tier teams that can bully bad teams.
Yeah, no, I think that's well put. And if that is the case, they should be able to bully this team here. But we will see. Okay, so I'll tell you this again. So there's no chance I'm betting the Detroit Lions here after their big win. That's just not a situation that I want to back a team like the Lions. So it's Falcons or no bet, which I guess means no bet, because I don't want anything to do with the Falcons either, because I know the Lions are playing with Dan Campbell. All right. And again, last 2 weeks I've both been up just 0.55 units, but we're making very simple bets here, and we're not believing in what we see the week prior. And that's just been working and working and working. Will that slow down as the season comes to a close? We will see. And the mistakes that I've made, the losers that I've made, are all believing in what I saw the week prior, expecting the Bears to put up points, expecting the Vikings to put up points. And I notice, I'm going over and over. Why am I? So if I can completely cut that out of my action, I imagine that I'll be a much better handicapper.